Very good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible and visible. Ajay,
Yes, sir.
Abhay.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So, what a pleasure seeing so many of the students joining today evening. And I must say, it all shows your uh, deep commitment to become a student of law at a premier institution like Jindal Law School. So, my greetings and all good wishes to everyone who is attending this session today. Basically, this particular event, this particular webinar is to tell you one thing, and that is not to miss the January LSAT India test. And I wanted to tell you that why it's important to take the January test, the first test, and not to go for the June test. You are, of course, free to take the June exam as well. But taking January test has unique advantages in our admission process. And of course, this is the same early admission model which world's top universities all over, particularly in the United States and many other countries, follow. And this early admission process and administering the entrance exam twice a year was initiated in the year 21 and mainly, I will say, influenced by COVID situation. But we liked it and it was so successful that after administering it for 2 consecutive years, 21 and 22, we decided to go for administering the entrance exam twice in the month of January and June. If we look at the international LSAT and the American law schools admission process, they administer it 4 or 6 times. And the best score in any particular attempt is accepted by the law schools in the United States and even in Canada and Australia and other parts of the world. So I'm very happy to inform you that January test applications will be closing actually in next, say, 24 to 48 hours. But the exam is on 22nd January, which is a Sunday. And I wish more and more students to take the exam for 2 main reasons. One is up to 75% of the seats in every academic program, be it the 5-year BA LLB, BBA LLB, BCom LLB honors, or be it 3-year LLB program, or even 1-year LLM program, as per the admission committee decisions, could be offered to those students who take the January exam. So up to 75% means 3/4 of the seats will be available. Of course, subject to a cutoff. And any student who secures that cutoff, they will be offered admission to any of the 3 5-year law programs. And of course, you have a first movers, first offer advantage, because you can choose your program. There will be seats available in all 3 programs, BA LLB, BBA LLB, BCom LLB. And that is one thing. The second thing is only the January test takers will get a second chance. So in any case, if any student doesn't qualify the cutoff in the January test, you always have an option to take the June test. And in a way, you are getting 2 chances to compete for admission in the law school, vis-a-vis those people who are taking any one exam. And those who qualify, you are actually free for the next 6 months. The entire from February to July, you can plan your vacations, you are anyway going to write 12 board exams, but you will be absolutely free, absolutely I will say, in peace and comfort to do whatever you want. So every student who is attending today's session, the first message from me is you must take the January exam, register for the LSAT India test immediately if you have not done so far. The second important point I would like to make is we accept only LSAT India as score for admission to Jindal Global Law School. And historically, since 2009, when we started in a very humble way as a small law school with 10 faculty members and 112 students in the year 2009. And today, when we are almost 500 full-time faculty members and 5,000 plus full-time students on our fully residential campus, and in a way, we have become probably the most prominent single campus residential law school in whole of Asia. It's a long way. It's a long journey which we have covered in this shorter span of time. 13 years is not a long time in the life of a university or law school, but for the students, I will say it's a great opportunity to actually be part of the law school and be part of this wonderful legal education ecosystem which Jindal Global Law School and OP Jindal Global University has created in Sonipat. The power will come and we will certainly continue with our session. I will request Abhay also to switch on his camera if there is power available at his place. The other thing I wanted to tell you was why it's important to consider taking LSAT India exam, even if you have taken CLAT or IELTS or other exams, is it's always important to take more entrance exams and create more opportunities for you. Every year at Jindal Global Law School, I receive some maybe few hundred requests where students have not taken the entrance exam and they seek admission. And that's not possible. Our admission rules doesn't allow. Many students think that there is a possibility that one particular score, say a CLAT score, could be accepted because it's being accepted by a lot of law school. Our admission rules prohibit us to use any entrance exam score except LSAT India. And LSAT is actually the world's oldest law entrance exam. LSAT India was started in 2009 with Jindal Global Law School, but the original LSAT, the law school admission test, started in 1947 by the Columbia University Law Dean. And then it was actually accepted by almost every American law school, all the schools which were member of the American Association of Law School. And later on, it was accepted by all the Canadian law school as well and Australian law school as well. It became the most prominent entrance exam in the whole world for the law schools. And Jindal Global Law School deliberately chose to go with LSAT because a lot of our students actually aspire to go and study in these places like Columbia and Cornell and Stanford and all those American, Canadian, Australian universities, as well as universities in the UK and other parts of the world. And there, the LSAT score enables us in many of our smooth transition of students from one campus to other campus. And LSAT score is known to everyone internationally. So I will strongly encourage all the students who are attending this, if you have not completed your LSAT registration, we have 24 hours to go. We are trying to get the deadline extended by another 24 hours. But as of now, during the next 24 hours, you must complete your application. Studying at Jindal Global Law School is, I will say, a privileged experience. It's an experience unmatched in majority of academic institutions in this country. And I will like to invite the students who are attending this session to come and see the university, come and see the campus in Sonipat whenever you find time, whenever your board exams are over or you are coming to Delhi. It's important to visit the campus. Recently on Sunday, some 180 students from Delhi NCR decided to visit the campus. And we as members of the admissions committee and admissions outreach team also used to visit various cities and organize meetings and interactions with parents and students. So tomorrow I'm coming to Mumbai, and day after I will be in Bangalore. So all the Mumbai and Bangalore students' parents can come and meet us, can meet me. If you have time, you will receive by email a proper invitation of our venue and the details of the event. We'll be meeting in the evening tomorrow in Mumbai and day after in Bangalore. What makes this place very unique? I am at Jindal Global Law School for last 12 years. And in 2011, when I had joined this campus, it was a small institution, largely unknown to the outside world. It was actually more known to foreign universities where we have international collaborations and tie-ups and our faculty members coming from, than even Indian institutions or various Indian cities which were not like Delhi or Mumbai. But today, when I look at the class of say 22, we received application from 17 countries and almost every state and union territory of India, more than 450 districts. I mapped the applications, and it was such a pleasant surprise to receive application from even the remotest parts of the country. So a lot of young and bright students from every nook and corner, every part of the country are aspiring to study at Jindal Global Law School. And that gives me immense satisfaction speaking to you today. We have come a long way. If you look at our faculty, we are only law school in my knowledge in whole of Asia having 500 full-time faculty members. Only law school which maintains a 1:9 faculty-student ratio. Only law school which is 100% residential. No student is allowed to come from outside and study. Residential character of Jindal Global Law School makes it again very, very special. And the ecosystem of 12 different schools in a multidisciplinary setup, unlike the single faculty institutions, which many of them we have seen in the form of IITs and IIMs and even NLUs. OP Jindal Global University is a university with a business school, a school of international affairs, a school of public policy, school of journalism, a school of liberal arts, even few new schools which have come up, a school of psychology and counseling, a school of public health, a school of languages and literature. I mean, it's a range of disciplines which are available for students other than your core program, which is legal studies or law. So even as a BA LLB or BB LLB or BCom LLB student, you have opportunity to take elective courses from various schools. So the first and foremost, which is the most distinguishing feature of Jindal Global Law School is the interdisciplinarity embedded in the curriculum and pedagogical offering which the campus provides. So even as a law school student, you can study marketing, you can study Indo-US relations, you can study public policy, you can study a course in investigative journalism, or a course in mass media, or even a course in theater, dance, drama in our liberal arts school. So the truly interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary institution makes a completely different learning experience vis-a-vis any law school, which are standalone law schools. The other unique thing which I like to tell you, why every student who is aspiring to study law today in India must think about Jindal Global Law School is the kind of international exposure and also international opportunities which this place provides. We have three types of international education opportunities, and some of them are open to almost every student who joins Jindal Global Law School and OP Jindal Global University. For example, the short-term study abroad programs. We have dedicated summer schools with Oxford University, with Columbia University, with Fletcher School at Tufts University, with Harvard University, where only Jindal Global Law School students go as one cohort and study there. It's a short-term 2 or 3 weeks program where you spend that time on, say, Oxford University or Harvard University campus and taught by the professors from those institutions. And it's all credited program where you receive a certificate as well as that actually reflected in your transcripts. And that goes a long way in building an international or transnational career. The other unique feature is over 100 law schools providing semester exchange opportunities. And though it's very, very competitive and selective, because you spend one full semester abroad without paying any fee, you pay fee at Jindal, but you study at, say, a place like Cornell or Indiana or Columbia or even King's College London or Queen Mary University London, or say Osgood Hall Law School in York University at Canada. The semester exchange opportunities are again a rare opportunity to study one full semester in a partner institution just because you are a student at Jindal Global Law School. And last but not the least, the dual degree pathways which our law school has created, where we help you in becoming not just an Indian lawyer or Indian law graduate, but also to become a qualified lawyer in another jurisdiction, another country like the United States or Canada or UK, if you choose the dual degree pathway. So in our BA, BBA, BCom, LLB, the 5-year LLB program, you can become an exchange student after 4 years for 2 years to the partner US university. And after 5th year, you receive your BA LLB or BBA LLB or BCom LLB degree. And after 6th year, you can get a Juris Doctor or JD qualification if you choose a JD pathway. And similarly, you can get even an LLM degree with the partner university if you choose an LLM pathway. And these all opportunities are very exclusive and built at Jindal Global Law School. A lot of our students have pursued that. Today, if I look at our alumni, at least 100 of our graduates have qualified the New York bar and California bar exam. Another 50 have qualified the bar requirements in the UK, and they have become qualified lawyers in London and around in the United Kingdom. There are another 25 who are qualified lawyers in Canada, mostly in the Ontario bar. And then there are students who have graduated to become lawyers in Australia, in New Zealand, in China, in Germany, and many in the Middle East countries, in Singapore, Hong Kong. I will say Asian countries as well as Middle East countries like Dubai and other places, UAE. So it's the aspiration which Jindal Global Law School provides to its student is not just to become a lawyer in India, but to become a truly global lawyer, to become a global legal professional who is suited for the legal industry, legal markets, legal profession around the world and not just our own jurisdiction. Before I start taking up questions and also inviting Abhay to say a few words about taking the LSAT exam and also how to prepare for it, I would like to say at JGLS, few things which have been taken very seriously from the very beginning when we started in the year 2009. And one of them is career development of students. We established an Office of Career Services way back in 2009 when we had a small faculty and a small group of students. And today that office has become a full-fledged team of professionals led by our faculty members. And every student admitted to Jindal Global Law School has opportunity to intern with over maybe 50 or more leading law firms in this country, as well as many firms and companies abroad. We have signed up proper MOU with 11 different Indian law firms and White & Case in New York. And that has helped our students intern all over the country and around the world. Today, if I look at our international internships, some 20 of our students have interned in the Supreme Court of Hawaii in the United States, some of them even in Supreme Court of New York. Many of our students have interned in law firms in China, in Australia, in UK, in firms like Ellen Gledale in Singapore. And now they are working in big law firms. It's not just the Indian firms. Jindal graduates are today based in Waterman Latkins in the US. They are actually placed in full-time associate position or senior associate position in places like Baker and McKenzie, even firms like various offices of White & Case in their New York office, in London office, in Abu Dhabi office, law firms like Fuskin in Canada, and many companies and corporations in other parts of the world as well. So that focus on internships and placements, which from the very beginning, we were very clear with having a dedicated office for it. I studied at University of Delhi, and we were mostly, the placement cell was taken care of by the students who were desirous of placement. There was very little support or almost no support from the faculty or from any professional in this field. Today, our career development placement service, so that makes place unique. If you just Google this year's campus placement report, some 108 of our graduates got placed in the 0 day, where actually they got a job 1 year in advance. They all are students of final semester now at Jindal. They will complete their degree in 2023. But they are all placed a year in advance and in top law firms. And it actually created history. One of the firm, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, the CAM, headquartered in Mumbai and having offices all over the country, chose to recruit 44 of our graduates from one batch, one single batch. That possibly that might be the single largest recruitment ever by one single law firm from one single law school. And that's truly remarkable. I must say, it's going to be even better for the future students who are actually going to join the program now, when JGLS has become much more well-known institution, not just in India, but all over the world. So with these words, I will now stop and go back to all the questions which you have asked. I will like to invite Abhay to say a few words, and then we will answer all your questions. So over to you, Abhay.
Thank you, Professor Mishra. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. So I'll just take 2 minutes and I'll brief you about certain things which are very, very important being a law aspirant. See, first and foremost question which any student like my team and all of us have been getting in the past many days, calling you people and just trying to address all your queries is, a lot of students are under an apprehension that we just have 10 days at hand or maybe 15 days at hand and we have not yet completed our LSAT application. So we are unprepared actually. But you have to understand that LSAT India examination is a very, very different examination. A lot of students have a tendency of comparing it with examinations like CLAT, ALET or SLAT. See, this is an examination, if you look at the sample papers or if you look at the last year's paper, this is an examination which has a very different orientation and a very different set of questions which are being asked. It's unlike CLAT, whereby you have to do a lot of research and a lot of reading, whereby you have to read newspaper, you have to do a lot of static GK, or you have to mug up a lot of things, right? So this is an examination where there is no journal ability, no journal knowledge. This is an examination where there is no logical, where there is no legal aptitude, where you have to learn the legal principles, understand the nuances of law, because you are still a law aspirant, you're not a law student. So technically, in the LSAT examination, there is no question of legal aptitude. There is no question of mathematics. A lot of students are very, very scared while they are preparing for entrance examination that why am I being tested on mathematics or statistics or questions like these. So this is an examination which offers a level playing field for each and every aspirant. This tests you on majorly two sections. One is verbal ability, which we commonly known as English, and the second section is obviously reasoning. So ultimately, if you look at the examination paper pattern, it is more of an examination which is not a core aptitude based paper. Rather, it is an examination which tests you on your lawyer-like qualities. So essentially, a lawyer should be good in reading and interpreting things and should have a good reasoning skill. So ultimately, this is an examination which tests you on these two sections. Second most important thing that I'd like to tell you is that once the result is out, right, a lot of students come to us with a question that, sir, I'm getting a seat only in BCom LLB, or I'm just getting a seat in BLLB. So let me just take you through that. How does the admission process functions? So once the undergraduate results are out, we basically within 24 hours send you an offer of admission for all the undergraduate programs if you've made it to the 5-year law program, in obviously which includes the BLLB, BBLLB, and BCom LLB. Now, the basic question that any student has is that I'm not from commerce background, so I should not probably go for a BBLLB, or I'm from a science background, I should not go for a BCom LLB. You have to understand that all these three programs are more or less similar in nature. There is absolutely no difference. Why this has been created is because of a mandate which has been set up by the Bar Council of India. Therefore, you have to understand that be it a BLLB program or a BBLLB program or a BCom LLB program, the flagship program that you are doing is an LLB program. It's not a BA or a BB or a BCom that you're enrolling yourself into. So therefore, the major section or the major courses that are being offered are law courses. And in fact, in a total, span of 5 years, or let's say 10 semesters, there's merely a difference of 2 courses. Let's say a difference between a BA and a BCom LLB would be that in the entire span of 10 semesters, you will be just taught elementary accountancy and basics of fundamentals of accountancy. So there is just a difference of 2 subjects. So if you have an option of studying a 5-year law at JGLS, then in that case, without even a second thought, whatever course you're getting, you should choose that. So this is one question that comes to us on and off, that why should I go for a BCom LLB, why there is a BLLB, why there is a B. All 3 programs are equally superior. And more importantly, when law firms come for placement, they do not have any sort of bias towards a BBLLB or a BLLB student. They have their own, credentials requirement that you should be good in these, in academic credentials, you should be having this much CGPA, these many internships, and that all can be irrespective of any program. In fact, even for a 3-year LLB program, I would say. So there is absolutely no difference between a 3-year LLB or a BCom LLB or a BBLLB, or I would say a BLLB. Another important point that comes to us mostly is that when a student is when he has given the January examination and plans to give the June examination and does not make it to the cutoff of the June examination, let me tell you, like Professor Mishra also rightly pointed out, that giving the January examination is obviously an advantage. Why? Because you get a second chance to appear in the June examination. But at the same time, you have to understand that the number of test takers, they tend to double or maybe triple even in the June examination. Therefore, it is very, very important for each and every student who does not make it to the cutoff of the 5-year law program should choose any of our undergraduate program of the law school. So we offer 2 very, very good programs in the law school itself at an undergrad level. One is a BA Legal Studies program, which is a pre-law program, which is also a pathway program. So after completing your 3 years in BA Legal Studies, you can choose to quit the university and go for any further education. You can go even for IAS preparation. You can either go for your international education for a 3-year law program, or you can continue at Jindal without giving any entrance examination. So this is why it's known as a pathway program. And the right of rejection in a pre-law program is absolutely with the student. So this is a very, very strong pre-law program that we are offering. And in this, you'll be studying law, but in the very, very basic sense. So we are not making you lawyers. We are making you law-aware people. So that's the most important thing to understand when you are going for a BA Legal Studies program. And most importantly, what happens is there is a lot of students who have actually cleared the cutoff of 5-year law program also, but are choosing BA Legal Studies because they don't want themselves to commit to an institution for 5 years. 3 years they study with us, they have the best of Jindal experience, and then they probably choose to move out. That is why a lot of students who are even getting in the higher percentile range are also choosing BA Legal Studies. So don't take it as a consolation program that you are not getting into a 5-year law program. So this is probably a consolation program. Yes, obviously, the cutoff requirement should be slightly different, but any which ways, it's a very, very strong program. And similarly, the second program that we are offering in the undergraduate courses is a BA Honors in Criminology program and Criminal Justice. It's a very, very strong program because it is a specialization program which has a combination of criminal psychology, human psychology, victimology, penology, and forensic sciences and advanced forensic sciences. In fact, you all would be very glad to know that we have also hired the ex-CBI director, Mr. R.K. Raghavan, who is also a professor in the criminology program. It's a very, very strong program, and this is also a pathway program, after which we will again upgrade you to the 3-year LLB program. It's a very strong class of this 180 BA Legal Studies student and 60 criminology student. It's a smaller class, and ultimately, if you're not making it to the 5-year law cutoff, and even if you're planning to write the June LSAT examination, you should, without a second thought, enroll in any of the programs of JGLS. Also, one very, very important point that you all must be having is that, sir, what is the criteria? If I enroll myself in a legal studies program or a criminology program and I get into the cutoff of the June examination, what happens? We, till 31st of July or whatever the refund policy is, when you accept the offer of acceptance in the admissions offer, we have a policy whereby at a particular deadline, we refund 100% of your fees. So it is important to secure your admission at JGLS. Ultimately, all the programs are offered by JGLS. It is JGLS that we are talking about. We are the 70th ranked law school in the world. We are the #1 law school in India. So your ideal choice should be that you are studying in a program at JGLS rather than which program of JGLS should be the priority at a point of time. So I think with these words, I again hand over to Professor Mishra for all the questions. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll be in Mumbai tomorrow. Anybody from Mumbai is most welcome to meet us at the Orchid Hotel tomorrow in the evening. We'll have a one-to-one interaction with Professor Mishra and me. So thank you so much and have a great night ahead. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Professor Mishra.
Thank you, Abhay. Some very, very good questions which have been asked by students. Let me take first question of Ishita Gupta on scholarships. So how many scholarships are available? How can I get a scholarship? There is another question, can I get 100% scholarship? And there are again many questions about can I get a scholarship if I get a 90 percentile score and all. So let me tell you very clearly. At law school, we have instituted almost 500 scholarships in all our academic programs. And the scholarships usually vary from 10% of tuition fee to 75% of the tuition fee. That means every student who secures a 9, so usually it's only the top 10% of test takers or 90 percentile above students who are eligible to get a scholarship. But scholarships at Jindal are not only merit-based, but it merit cum means-based scholarship. There is no merit scholarship in Jindal. It's all merit cum means scholarships. That means your merit is determined by the entrance exam score, and your means is determined by the parental income criteria. So every student who secures 90.00 to 99.99 percentile in LSAT India exam, that means if you are in top 10% of test takers, you are eligible to receive a scholarship. Now, this eligibility is subject to one condition, that is annual parental income. As per the university rules, because university wants the scholarships to go to those students who otherwise may not afford to study at Jindal. And therefore, there is a strict parental income limit criteria. Only if the annual parental income is less than 30 lakh rupees in ITR or Form 16 or any of the income certificates recognized by the government, you will receive a scholarships as per your merit in the scholarship applicants. So the first thing, those like Ishita should check with her parents that whether their ITR or their parental income as per documents is less than 30 lakh or more than 30 lakh. If it is less than 30 lakh, you now onus is on the student to get a higher LSAT score to be in the scholarship merit list. So when a scholarship merit list is made, it's something like this. Everyone above 99 percentile, means if your score is in the range of 99.00 to 99.99, you get a 75% tuition fee waived as a scholarship. So you will receive a scholarship letter which authorizes you to study at 25% tuition fee. If you secure a score between 97 90 percentile, usually you get a 50% tuition fee. Those who get a 95, 96%, 97 percentile. So there is a policy where you will be put in that particular slab, whether you are getting 75% or 50% or 25% or 10%. These are the four major slabs of a scholarship. So you can accordingly, of course, the cost of studying at Jindal Global Law School can be substantially reduced. The topper of the class, there was a student asking about 100% scholarship. If you are 99.99 percentile and also your parental income is less than 30 lakh, you can receive 100% tuition fee as a scholarship. And I must inform you that these scholarships which are awarded at the time of admission, they continue for all 5 years, unless 5 years or 3 years in case of 3 LB program, unless you are failing courses, unless you are debarred from taking exam due to attendance issues, you have not fulfilled the attendance requirement, or unless there is a disciplinary proceeding, goes against you. So you are actually, by disciplinary committee, you are held guilty. So 90% of a student who receive a scholarship at the time of admission, the scholarships continue for entire program for all 5 years or all 3 years. So what I believe, every student should aspire to get a 90 percentile score. You should give your best in the entrance exam. If your annual parental income is less than 30 lakh, you will get the money, you will get the scholarship reduced in your fee, and that will be some relief to your parents. But if the parental income is, because a lot of students I have met who are very bright, who get a 99 percentile. I remember one of the girl getting 99.99 percentile, like toppers in the past, and that time we did not have, and her parental income through the ITR was more than 1 crore when it was requested by our office. We could not give her any scholarship, but for that, we issue a letter of merit, a certificate of merit that you are a recipient of a scholarship. And it's mentioned in the letter that the financial benefit is not given to you as per the university scholarship policy, but you have secured something. So every student above 90 percentile will receive a certificate of merit, and you can say you were a recipient of a scholarship on the basis of your entrance exam performance. So that is how scholarships are administered. I think any student whose parental income is less than 30 lakh must study hard, must aim to get a 90 percentile, 95 percentile, or even 99 percentile score, so that the cost could be substantially reduced for the parents. At the same time, those who are having higher parental income, they should understand that what fee Jindal Global Law School charges. If you look at comparable schools internationally, we are, Abhay told, we are 70th ranked law school in the world. The comparable schools in the UK could be the law school in the Leeds University or Warwick University or Nottingham or all those places. The comparable university in the United States is George Washington University or similar institutions. Or, I mean, the fee is absolutely not comparable. It's 5, 6, or 10 times higher fees in similarly ranked foreign universities. So you are actually studying at a much lesser cost, and I mean a top class international standards legal education you are receiving in India, in Sonipat, at a much lesser cost. And also, I strongly believe students from humble backgrounds, because some 50% of students at Jindal receive scholarships as per our record. And university has spent more than 300 crores in a scholarship since its inception. That means almost every student who is academically bright and whose parental income is less than the prescribed limit receive a scholarship without fail. So the onus is entirely on you to perform well in the entrance exam. And you must note its percentile, not percentage. You have not to get 99% marks. 99 percentile means you are in top 1% of the test takers. Similarly, those who are in top 10% of test taker, they necessarily receive a scholarships. So that is my answer to the scholarship question. And one student in every program will receive 100% scholarship as per our 23 scholarship policy. But there are more than 100 scholarships of 50% tuition fee, 75% tuition fee, or even 25% tuition fee. So they're all substantial amount of money you can receive in a scholarship. The other important question I could see is the cutoff for June exam. So somebody is asking what could be possible cutoff for June exam. I'll be very candid with you. I don't know. There is an admissions committee chaired by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, the founding Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, who is also the founding Dean of Jindal Global Law School. There are some 10 faculty members, including our executive dean, our other professors. And I am one of the members as Director of Law Admissions. And the committee decides the cutoff. So last year, January cutoff was 60 percentile. Every student who got a 60 percentile to 99.99 percentile score in that range, they received an offer of admission. The student who is asking for June exam, I should tell you, please don't do this mistake of taking only June exam. Even if you have a pre-board, even if you have an exam on 23rd or 21st, one day before or after the LSAT exam, you must take the LSAT exam. It's a 2-hour, 20-minute test, completely online. And you can take this exam from the comfort of your home. It's a remote proctored, artificial intelligence enabled exam. And it's not like what Abhay also told, like CLAT or like exams where any sort of rote learning or any fact or any prior knowledge is tested. It's a pure aptitude test. And if you are good in language, good in comprehension, and also having good reasoning skills, you can crack this exam with a very high percentile, even with little preparation. So my next question, which I found, is questions about how can I get past year papers. So as of now, there are 4 full-length question papers which are available for free. You can write to Jindal Global Law School admissions team. You can find it on LSAT India website. You can go and download those 4 full-length question papers. I will request my colleagues also to send you by emails to every person who is registered for LSAT India exam or who have been part of this audience. And those 4 question papers are actually the real question papers which were asked in previous years. So they will give you a fair idea about the exam. Now, if you want more, the Law School Admission Council, the LSAC, they actually provide full-length question papers for sale on their website. So they call it LSAC Law Prep. You can subscribe, you can buy that law prep course. You can get up to 10 full-length sample question papers or full-length question papers from LSAC Law Prep. There are even some free materials, free lectures available on Khan Academy. On Khan Academy website, there is a dedicated page for LSAT exam. And you can go and explore and learn the reasoning process, learn how to solve LSAT type reasoning questions on the Khan Academy portal as well. But the key thing for preparation is practice. And one should start with these 4 full-length question papers, which are provided for free. Once you solve that and you think you need to practice more, subscribe to this LSAC Law Prep from the official question papers. There are mock tests available otherwise also. Pearson publishes the LSAT prep book. Kaplan publishes LSAT prep book. But most of the LSAT prep books which are available in the market or on Flipkart or Amazon, they are mostly for the American LSAT, for the JD program entry. And the difficulty level is a bit higher than what LSAT India is. So I will recommend the 4 official question papers which are available, and then purchasing LSAC Law Prep from the official website. That is my suggestion to you. There is a question about refund policy. What if I secure admission now, but I want to take refund? There is a 100% fee refund without any questions asked. Like, you just need to drop a 1-line email, but you have to follow the deadlines. When you receive an offer of admission, the offer of admission will always be accompanied with a refund policy. So every student is sent a refund policy that is also uploaded on our website. Before a particular date, say the date given in the refund policy is 31st July. If you submit your fee refund request till 31st July, 12 midnight, you will receive, or whatever time given, 6 p.m. 100% of the fee is refunded. Then there will be deductions. It could be 10%, 20%, 50%, or even 100% of the fee is forfeited if you apply for refund 1 month after the classes start. And in a way, the university may lose a student for all 5 years. So it's a risky thing. Rather, my view is anyone who is in not having absolute clarity about studying at JGLS should rather not, take admission itself. But university refunds 100% of fee if you make a refund request before the deadline. So that is like the refund policy. There is a question about IB students. So students who are from the IB board, the International Baccalaureate, or say Cambridge board. So these are the international boards other than the CBSE and ICSE, the ISC exam, or other state boards of various states. So there is no separate treatment. A large number of students from IB schools and Cambridge CIE schools study at Jindal. What we need is what Bar Council of India prescribes as per the Advocates Act, as per the Bar Council of India legal education rules. The Bar Council of India requirement is you should have passed class 12 with 45% marks. So we have an equivalence system where we actually do an equivalence for your transcript of class 12. It should be above 45%. And I have rarely met any student who has less than 45% marks in class 12 and who is not eligible to study law. So the class 12 requirements or a question about IB or Cambridge board or CBSE or ICSE is not much relevant. What is important is you should be qualifying the cutoff of the entrance exam. There is another question about when should I apply for Jindal Global Law School form. Elisha has asked that I'm not getting the link to submit form. I will say you should relax. There is no need to hurry to submit JGLS application form. JGLS application form has no role in selection of students. Students are selected on the basis of entrance exam. So what is important is taking LSAT exam. Once you qualify the cutoff, you'll automatically receive an offer of admission, as well as you can fill the form later, Even if you form JGLS application form now, but if you do not get the required LSAT score, there is no use of that. It's a waste of 1,000 rupees, which you pay, as application fee to the Jindal Global Law School. So take LSAT exam and wait for your offer of admission. That is the best strategy. And any time you can fill the Jindal Global Law School form before you make fee payment. So wait for your selection in the law school on the basis of entrance exam. That is important. That is actually critical, and not the law school application form, which you can fill anytime. That is also an important procedural requirement. You have to fill it today or tomorrow, but you have ample time to do so. The focus should be to prepare well and take the LSAT exam. There was a question about whether we have to study accounts in BBA. There was another question whether there is mathematics in BBA or BCom. I would like to tell you, there is no mathematics in either of the 5-year law program, BA LLB or BBA LLB or BCom LLB. There is no maths as a compulsory course. There could be elective offered. Somebody wants to study, they may choose. But there is no mathematics or business mathematics or any mathematics paper as a mandatory course in any of the 5-year law program. Similarly, there is no accountancy paper mandatory in our BBA LLB or BLLB program, but there is one accounting paper which is mandatory in BCom LLB program. So basically, there was a question from one of the students asking which one is better. Which of the 3 programs is a better program? I will say all 3 are absolutely identical and equal. They are at all not different. And at Jindal, we have further made them absolutely same, making sure all the law courses are same. All the electives which are offered in law school are exactly same. All the cross-registered electives which you take from other schools are also exactly same. So in a period of 5 years, law is a wonderful program. The 5-year law program, I will say, among all the academic programs which are offered after class 12, possibly this could be the most intellectually engaging and diverse and rich program which India has ever witnessed. Only thing comparable could be a good MBBS degree from a leading medical school or a good BTech program from an IIT. Not many undergraduate degree programs can match the rigor and diversity, and also the, I will say the knowledge, the way it makes you a learned professional in 5 years of time. So you end up studying minimum 55 to 60 courses in a period of 5 years, depending on the electives you are taking. Out of those 60 papers or 60 courses you have studied, in BA LLB and BBA LLB, there are only 2 papers which are different. 58 papers are exactly same. In BBA and BCom LLB, there are only 2 papers different. 58 papers are exactly same. In BA LLB and BCom LLB, only 3 papers are different. 57 papers are exactly same. In BBA and BCom LLB, only 2 papers are different. 58 papers are exactly same. So that means 95% or maybe more than that, the program is absolutely same and you should not worry about it. It's just a 5-year LLB program, and any prefix, like BA or BBA or BCom or BTech even. There are some law schools which offer BTech LLB, and that doesn't make any sense though, but there are programs, or BSW LLB, BPSC LLB, there is a BSL LLB and BLS LLB in Bombay and Pune universities. All this is useless nomenclature. A 5-year LLB is a 5-year LLB, and a 3-year LLB is so it's an LLB degree. It's not a BA, BBA, BCom degree. So once you join a 5-year LLB program, you should be clear in your mind that you are going to study law and become a lawyer. You are not going to get a BA or BBA degree. It's all LLB degree programs. So I think this BA, BBA, BCom discussion should end now. It's all 5-year LLB program. These are actually, this nomenclature is because of the legal education rules of Bar Council of India, which provides approval to law schools in terms of academic programs named like this. And you cannot get, say, approval of a number of seats other than, what is prescribed by law in a particular program. So we started with a BA LLB honors program at Jindal. Then we decided to go for a BBA LLB, and now we have even got BCom LLB 3 sections for our law school. Many of the law schools offer only BA LLB, like NLS Bangalore or Nalsar or NLU Delhi or NUJS Kolkata, NLIU Bhopal. They do not offer a BBA LLB. But that doesn't mean that there is any, opportunity loss for those graduates to join corporates or law firms or commercial or, corporate law careers. The opportunities are all same for all the law graduates, and it makes absolutely no difference whether you do a BA LLB or BBA LLB or BCom LLB or BTech LLB. So that is what it's all 5-year LLB programs. There is another question from Kishore about LLM program and particularly placements after LLM program. So I tell you, Mr. Kishore, our LLM program is a 1-year residential campus program. And probably we have one of the, I will say, most rigorous and truly international standards LLM program in the country. The reason being, our faculty, which comes from 45 countries, and also in any area of law, any chosen area of law, because we have 500 faculty members, there are minimum 15 to 20 scholars and professors who teach and research in that area. So there are some 30 research centers only in law school, led by various faculty members, and where students are encouraged to take up research projects or to associate with faculty members and publish, and in a way study law as like a researcher, like a research professional, and not just as an academic, I will say, as a student of a postgraduate program, what happens in most of the universities. So that research base is very, very helpful when you look at yourself as a legal professional. I assure you, because placements is something, no university is a job placement agency, and no university should ideally assure or guarantee any placement. Our students are placed all over, I told you, but we do not assure or guarantee any placement to anyone. None, not even the top most law schools like Harvard or Oxford or Cambridge assures any placement. But if you study LLM at Jindal, one thing I can assure you or guarantee you, that you are going to substantially improve your skills as a lawyer. So your drafting skills, your research skills, your writing skills, your presentation skills, your skills overall as a lawyer will substantially improve. And if you have not received very high quality legal education, if you come from a humble law college or a law school or law college with not having, I will say, great professors or that kind of academic environment of writing and publishing and research and, that kind of exposure. This 1 year of time is certainly going to make substantial improvement in your candidature as a lawyer for any job, including courtroom practice, working in a law firm, working in a company, anywhere you go, or even if you are choosing to become an academic, choosing to teach law or research law or do anything with law. So any student who is aspiring to do an LLM program should come with an open mind to improve your capability as a lawyer, as a legal professional. Once you are able to elevate yourself to the next level, jobs will follow. Anything you do, even if you go back to courtroom practice, you will actually perform as a much superior lawyer what you were before pursuing the LLM program. Our LLM graduates have done very well. One of them has become a partner in ZB. Some of them are working in big law firms, almost all major law firms in this country. Some of them are working in the various legal departments of many companies and corporations, including banks and insurance companies, and even various logistics companies, various other IT companies, where almost our graduates, including LM graduates, are now placed in all major IT companies, from Google to Facebook to Apple to even Cognizant or TCS or Infosys and even Microsoft. Almost all major tech companies, they are working in the legal department mostly. But LLM program is primarily to make you a better lawyer. That is what the program is designed, and also to make you an expert in your chosen area. So our LLM has 8 specializations. We offer the largest range of LLM program. There is an LLM in corporate financial law, the LLM in intellectual property rights. There is an LLM in international trade and investment law, a very rare LLM, I will say, being offered in India by any law school. There is an LLM in tax law. There is an LLM in competition law. There is even an LLM in environmental law, energy and climate change. There is an LLM in general legal, a general LLM, where you can choose courses and build your specialization. You can even take constitutional law or criminal law courses. There is even an LLM is in international law and human rights. So you have a range of options, and it's all regulated by the UGC 1-year LLM program rules. So since 2013, we were the first law school to set up a Center for Postgraduate Legal Studies, what is called CPGLS. And I will encourage you to get in touch with my colleagues, Ms. Harkiran Sehgal and Ms. Ishita. They take care of the LLM program admissions, and they will assist you through the process. We accept LSAT India exam for admission, and it's both January and June exam. And in case if seats remain available after exhausting LSAT India, we have also accepted CLAT PG and Delhi University LLM entrance exam score. But I will encourage anyone thinking about LLM in India must take LSAT India exam and aspire to become a student at JGLS. There is another question about 3-year LLB program, and that's very interesting, and I like it. I am myself a 3-year LLB graduate of old times. In the year 2000, I had joined the Campus Law Center at Delhi University. It's almost 22 years. And a firm believer in the fact that 3-year LLB program, or what in the US they call a Juris Doctor or JD program, is in many ways even a superior choice to study law. The reason being, you have a first degree and you get a strong foundation to build upon that. you study only law courses. And now I'm very happy to take note that NLS Bangalore has started a 3 LLB program this year. A law school which never offered any degree program except a 5-year BA LLB, and which was established with the vision of Professor Menon to offer law after class 12, which was the first one to offer 5-year law, has actually chosen to offer a 3-year LLB for graduate students. What we are doing since our inception, 3-year LLB was the first academic program at Jindal Global Law School, along with 5-year BA LLB program. So it's a no-brainer. If you are thinking about 3-year LLB, you have few great options today in India. Of course, JGLS possibly is the finest 3-year LLB class. Some 10% of our graduates come from foreign universities. They graduate, they take their first degree, a BA degree or a BS degree or a BBA degree from the US or UK or Australia or Canada, and come to Jindal in Sonipat to study 3-year LLB. We have received students from Boston to New York, from Sydney and Melbourne to Singapore, from various, a lot of universities in the UK. But majority of a student come from almost every top degree college in this country. This year, if you look at the class in 22, there were some 10 graduates or 12 graduates only from Lady Shriram College, the LSR College in Delhi University. There were another 10 from Stephens. There were 6 or 7 from Hindu and Hansraj. There were around 8 girls from Miranda House. There are students from St. Xavier's Kolkata, from St. Xavier's Mumbai, from Loyola College Madras, from almost every top degree college in this country. They come to study LLB at Jindal. And I will tell you, if you are thinking about 3-year LLB, your target institution should certainly be Jindal Global Law School, National Law School of India University, Bangalore, and Campus Law Center at Delhi University, among other options. These 3 institutions I can safely recommend, knowing them very well. And if you are a BTech graduate or MSc graduate, you can think about IIT Kharagpur Law School, the Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law. They offer an LLB degree in IP law. So if you are thinking about 3-year LLB, JGLS is a natural choice. You have to apply for LSAT India exam. You have to take LSAT India exam, because none of the national law universities except NLS Bangalore offer 3-year LLB. And it's very, very limited good institutions offering a strong 3-year LLB program. So that's my advice. And the scholarships rules are exactly same as in 3-year LLB also. There also you get substantial number of scholarships ranging from 10%, 25%, 50%, and 100% tuition fee. I think I covered the major questions. There was a question about cutoff for June exam. I will say the cutoff for January exam, I can tell you, it won't be less than 60 percentile. Anyone who secures a 60 percentile score will get an offer of admission. But for the June exam, I cannot assure anything. It could be an 80 percentile, it could be a 90 percentile, it could be even 70 or 60 percentile, depending on number of test takers and number of seats which are available after January exam. Usually, you can expect the cutoff will be similar, but it could be higher as well. So it's always good to take the first exam and secure your admission. If you are in need of a scholarship or want to apply for a scholarship, you can take the June exam as well. And we always consider higher of the 2 scores when it comes to a scholarship. So if you secure a 99 percentile in June exam, but you have only 60 percentile in January, we will consider 99 percentile score for the purpose of awarding a scholarship, so that you can get a higher scholarship. You can secure admission with your January, you can receive a scholarship on the basis of June. So a lot of students actually do that. They take both exams, but a lot of them take only January exam. Those who are not eligible for scholarship or those who do not need a scholarship, they just take admission and they are all set to, join the law schools from 1st of August when the campus opens. Now our time is almost going to up. We wanted to have a 1 hour session. We have already crossed the time. I'm so happy many of you are still associated. I would like to invite Abhay, if you are there, Abhay, or I can just look at few more questions. There are very nicely LSAT papers are sent to you in the chat box itself. You can download all 4 question papers. There are some brochures also already sent there. There are some participants who are raising hands, and I don't know if I can allow you to speak in this. Tanishka and Jahangir and Ishwaras, Bhavesh, Aditya, so many of you. Let me try if I allow, say, Tanishka to ask a question. Tanishka? Tanishka, I have allowed from our side. Are you able to ask a question? Please ask your question. Tanishka Tule.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Tanishka. Wonderful.
Sir,
Yes.
actually, I was asking about which program is better. Should we go for a 3-year degree or a 5-year program?
Okay. So, Tanishka, if you have absolute clarity, it's a very good question and natural one. If you have absolute clarity to become a lawyer and to study law, you should go for 5-year program because it saves 1 year time. And also it's a natural, after class 12, 5 years in law school and you graduate as a lawyer. But if you have any doubt in your mind, for example, if you are not committed for 5 years, or you want an early degree, for example, if you want to write IS exam, you have an aspiration to take civil services, you have aspiration to study management or something, or you are not having that kind of absolute clarity to commit 5 years at one place. In that case, I will say doing a BA Legal Studies program is a great idea. You get a BA degree after 3 years. You can take IS exam. You can move to other law schools. You can apply to, say, a traditional law college like Delhi University or GLC Mumbai, or even National Law School Bangalore. Or you may choose to continue 3-year LLB at Jindal. You can even drop law. You can move to study management or public policy or other disciplines. So the answer is, if you are absolutely clear in mind that you want to become a lawyer, go for 5 years. If you have any doubts, or if you want a break after 3 years, you want an early degree, if you have other plans, choose a 3-year BA honors degree. The faculty members are all same. The curriculum is very rigorous. 3-year program is a strong academic program. And the 3+3 pathway, in some ways, it could be even superior to any 5-year program when it comes to the curriculum and courses and overall learning, which happens because you choose to spend 1 more year and earn 2 independent degrees and not just 1 5-year degree. So some students, even in 22 and 21, and even the first batch, were offered admission in 5-year program, but decided to go for a 3-year BA Legal Studies. Some of them are actually joining 3-year LB now. Some of them may be moving out and explore other options. Jahangir, you can ask question. Those whose questions are already answered, you can lower your hand so that other students could, So Jahangir Basha, you can introduce yourself. You can even, tell me about your school, your city, and ask your question.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Jahangir, please.
Yeah, hi, sir. This is regarding my son's admission. He is interested in the dual degree program that you have. So my question is basically, when should we opt for this dual degree program, which includes BLB plus JD from some foreign university? Is it during the admission after you write LSAT, or is it
I
at a
got your
later
question.
point in
Thank you,
time?
sir. Thank you for joining. I just realized that many of the attendees could be parents as well. So, Mr. Basha, it's like this. In the fourth year, when you, after studying 3 years, when you are studying in the fourth year, so for 23-year student, it's in 2027. When you are a student in fourth year, you will be sent an email from our assistant dean office responsible for international collaborations. So there are various deans in law school. One particular office is dedicated for sending our students to international universities. So when you receive that email, you have to respond. So it's only in the fourth year you take that decision. And you will be given option of both 4+2, that is like the 2-year dual degree JD, and even 4+1, the 1-year LLM, which is again a very interesting dual degree program with select institutions like Queen Mary University of London, or like Fletcher School at the Tufts University, or even at Seattle University in the US, and where you can go and study 1 full year and earn an LLM degree. And you can qualify as a lawyer after taking the bar exam, because some New York and California, the bar exam allows an LLM degree as well. So you can become lawyers in both the jurisdiction, both the countries, once you follow the dual degree pathway. But I will be candid with you. Some 70 of our graduates this year joined top international universities. 6 of them joined University College London. Some 4 of them joined King's College London. 3 or 4 joined Cambridge, or 2 of them joined Oxford. Many of them joined London School of Economics. Many of them joined even the US law schools like NYU and Columbia and Cornell and Stanford and Michigan and University of Pennsylvania. UC Berkeley, there are around 3-4 of them went to UC Berkeley this time. So every year, some 70 of our graduates joined International Law School. More than 60 of them did not go for dual degree. They wanted to complete their 5-year program or 3-year LLB at Jindal and then go for 1-year LLM. So dual degree is a great pathway, but because of multiple reasons, one of the reason is it's being very, very expensive. If you go and study a dual degree JD, it's 2 full years you have to study in the US. And in American law school, the cost is much higher than what you pay in any.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
Due to some technical glitch, the professors are like out from this session. We'll be back in another like 1 or 2 minutes. Can you?
my apologies. There was some, there are power cuts also in Haryana. I'm in Sonipat and I don't know how internet got disconnected. But I'm very happy that many of you are still there. Tanishka wants to ask some other question. So this is a decision you will be taking in 4th year. So no need to worry about it now. Yes,
So may
Tanishka.
I ask another question?
Yeah, please.
Sir, is there any financial aid available when if I got admission in JGLS during the semester? Is there any financial aid according to the percentage I score?
Tanishka, if you are thinking about financial aid, the first thing is, if annual parental income is less than 30 lakh, aim for a scholarship at the time of admission. And if it is more than 30 lakh, then of course in 2nd year you can apply on the basis of your, but again the parental income criteria remains in scholarship policies. But if you are in top 5% of your class, it's like a class of 60. Every class is class of 60. If you are in top 3, top 6 students, you can apply in 2nd year also, but admission office has no role in that. There is a separate office, which is Assistant Dean, a scholarship office, which administers it. So as of now, I will say you should focus on securing, good LSAT score if you can, you want to go for the financial aid thing. So that is a scholarship is the way. And then, of course, education loans and bank loans are available, which many of the banks provide to students, and that students independently, secure from their respective banks. So now many other students have raised their hand, and I think our time is going to be up. We have very little time left. Abdullah Motiwala is asking a question. I will be giving, say, another 5-6 minutes we'll spend, and maybe I will ask you all to take the LSAT exam, and we can take care of all your questions later. Abdullah, if I have allowed you to ask your question.
Yeah, hello, sir. This is
Yes.
Abdullah. Sir, basically my question is, so actually I appeared for my CLAT exam, but I didn't prepare for any for the LSAT exam basically right now. So what is the best strategy for me to prepare for this upcoming LSAT exam?
So you have 12 days left from today, Abdullah, and all of you, those who have not prepared at all, like what even Abhay was sharing with you, solve the 4 question papers of LSAT, actual papers. You will get a fair idea what kind of difficulty you are facing and what kind of questions. Try to find more questions of that kind. You can even purchase the LSAT papers packet, the bundle from LSAC, their website. Just practice LSAT papers. That is the best way to prepare for this exam. And it doesn't need any prior preparation, like say the CLAT exam or engineering or medicine exams, where you have a defined syllabus and you have to study GK and current affairs. There is no GK in LSAT. There is no current affairs. There is no legal aptitude. There is no maths. It's a test of analytical reasoning, logical reasoning, reading comprehension. Already few question papers are posted by my colleagues in the chat box. Download them, solve them, and take the exam on 22nd. So even with very little preparation, you can get a very high score if you have the right aptitude. It's a very scientifically designed exam. Only a student who should worry about this is those who are not good in English, who have language barrier. Otherwise, if you have a good English and language skills and comprehension skills, you should just go ahead and take the exam after solving 3-4 question papers. Avani Chadda, if you have any other question, you can just lower your hands if your question is already answered. Avani, you are allowed to talk.
Hello,
and
sir.
after Avani, Bhavesh can also ask your question.
Hi, sir. I'm Avni Chadda. I'm from Scottish High. I had one question. I gave the LSAT last year in June as well, and I was sent an offer of admission from Jindal. I was just wondering if I can use the same score from last year for admission to the August session in 2023.
So, Avani, unfortunately, in India, every academic year we use entrance exam of that particular year. In the US, they use even 3 years, or some universities like University of Chicago provides even 5-year window. If you take LSAT, you can apply. In India, we need our admission rules and also the Bar Council of India requirements. The entrance exams should be conducted in the same academic year. So you have to get a new score. There cannot be admission on the basis of 2022 score. You should be taking January exam.
So yes, I have registered.
And once you have qualified, I'm sure you'll qualify again.
Thank you.
Okay, all the best. So Bhavesh, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, is there any central government quota at Jindal Law School?
Oh, that's a good question. Bhavesh, at Jindal Global Law School, there is no quota. There is not even one seat for our Chancellor, Mr. Jindal. There is no management quota, no NRI quota, no foreign national quota, no quota at all. So unlike many private universities in this country, and even public universities, like say many national universities I know who put quota for foreign nationals and NRI and PIO students, and even charge higher fees. At Jindal Global Law School, everybody is absolutely equal. 100% of the seats are filled on the basis of merit in entrance exam. There is no quota, no seat for anyone except, so only you can secure admission for yourself.
Okay, thank
there
you.
is no other way. Okay. Okay. So I think we have only 1 minute left now. And one last, I will say, there is Ishan, Harish, Vikas. One of you can ask question because we have to close this. And I have just allowed Vikas Nagarajan.
Sir,
Vikas,
good evening, sir.
please go
Am I
ahead.
audible, sir?
Yes, yes, Vikas.
Sir, right now I'm pursuing my engineering third year, sir. But I just found that my passion lies in law. But I decided, I had a plan to pursue law even after my 12th. But due to my parents' compulsion, I joined engineering. But even now, I have a good CGPA. But I found that my passion lies in law. I just want to ask about this. My idea is to, after pursuing law, my idea is to go to corporate firms or teaching. So can you explain about the teaching line of law, sir?
Absolutely, Vikas. A very, very good question, and a different one, I should say. In a typical 3-year LLB class at Jindal, there are minimum 12 to 15 engineers, BTech graduates. Some of them have done computer science engineering, some of them have done chemical engineering, civil engineering, architecture, various disciplines of engineering. Actually, we have admitted MBBS graduates and BDS graduates also in law. There is one of our alumni now who is practicing in the Karnataka High Court in Bangalore, a very, very successful young lawyer, studied medicine and MBBS degree first. So it's if you are a BTech student, complete your BTech, join LLB. After LLB, you take a decision whether to move to academia or research. And for that, in India, you have to pursue an LLM and a PhD. But otherwise, once you get an LLB degree, you will become eligible for all possible opportunities. There are many lawyers today working in particularly in areas like intellectual property, cyber law, many areas where they actually come from engineering and sciences and medicine and pharma and those backgrounds. So it's great talking to all of you. And Vikas, if you are in third year, you should take the exam next year in 24. There was another girl who was asking a question that I'm in class 11, but I want to know whether I can take the exam. So ideally, a class 11 student can take the exam, but a score it's just for, I will say, for practice, because you have to take it again in 24. So Vikas, you should also take the exam next year. This year,
Yes,
if
sir.
you wish, you can take it. You can just give it a try, because only when you are in final year, you can, secure admission in 3 LLB.
Yes, of course, sir. I'm aware of that, sir. But I attended this webinar because I want to get the knowledge about the LSAT and Jindal, sir. I just started
Wonderful,
the preparation
Vikas.
from this 2023 for the 2024.
Wonderful. There are many engineers who are now actually trained lawyers after studying LLB at our law school. I remember one marine engineer who was on the high seas, and then he decided that I want to study law, came back and visited our campus, and then he, joined the 3LB program. He graduated last year, and now he is working in the Supreme Court with a senior counsel and a committed, I will say, practitioner, doing very well as a young lawyer. So this is something you can certainly pursue once you finish your degree. So I think we should close the session now. Thank you, everyone, for attending this, for being with me. I will like to organize such sessions more, and particularly on focused program, a separate session for 5-year law student, one for 3-year LLB student, one for LLM student, so that you can, ask a specific questions relating to your program. And I look forward to see you in Sonipat whenever you are in Delhi, or just plan a visit to the university. Tomorrow we are in Mumbai, and day after in Bangalore. Whoever is in those cities, you are welcome to come and join. And the parents are also most welcome to meet me and my colleagues. So thank you so much, and good night.